I'm 19, living far away from home in this studio room. I usually stay up late, and last week, around 11 p.m. or so, I was just doing my laundry. As I was in the laundry room, this dude showed up out of the blue, just sitting there in the lobby. I had seen him around at night before, but I didn't really pay much attention to him. Anyway, I put my clothes in the dryer, and suddenly, I hear the beep of the laundry room door, meaning someone's coming in. Lo and behold, it's that same guy. Oddly enough, he didn't even have any clothes to wash. He was just standing there, giving me this weird stare. I tried to maneuver around him and head to the elevators, but he quickly followed me and cornered me, asking for my snap. I was tired and just wanted to get back to my room, so, stupidly, I gave it to him. I figured he'd probably message me, trying to flirt or something. My plan was to be like, "Hey, sorry, but you got the wrong idea. I have a boyfriend." And that would be the end of it. Now, let me give you a little description of myself. I'm about 5'4" with super long red hair. I'm half Indian, half English with some Afghan blood mixed in. So, I kind of have this white passing but exotic look to me. What I'm trying to say is people tend to stare at me, and it can get pretty uncomfortable. So, this guy just starts messaging me, and at first it seemed normal. But then he starts saying weird things like,
"I saw you a month ago and I was impressed. I noticed that you mostly come out at night."
he told me he was from Saudi Arabia and would be leaving in 5 days. Then, somehow, it gets worse. He straight up says,
"I love you, and I just can't help it."
and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? I said I had a boyfriend. He completely ignores that fact and keeps on with what he was saying. He even asked me if he could come to my room. As you can imagine, I shut that down real quick. To make things even worse, he started prying into personal stuff, asking if I live alone and if I'm a virgin. He just keeps on saying that he loves me and that I'm perfect for him, that I've impressed him and whatnot. At that point, I started recording all those creepy messages on Snapchat. I kept him talking a bit longer so I could gather more evidence and take it to reception in the morning. It was by this point that I realized this guy had been watching me for a whole month. Luckily, I managed to get my guy friend from the second floor to escort me to the laundry room. We chilled in the student lounge, and my friend tried to calm me down because I was shaking with fear. We spotted the guy lurking around the laundry room again, searching for me, but thankfully, I had already grabbed my stuff and left. I dashed back to my room, and my friend offered me his place to crash for the night. I decided to decline and just locked my door. It was around 1 a.m. when I heard someone outside my room trying to get in. I texted my friend asking if he was outside my door, but he said no. I was frozen. I didn't want to make a sound. I felt sick and absolutely helpless. Eventually, the person gave up and left. The next morning, I reported everything to reception and stayed with my boyfriend for a few days. After that, I went to visit a friend in London. Last night was the first time I spent a night in my room since that incident. I'm super paranoid now, and I don't think you can blame me. Sadly, I guess I should be used to this kind of stuff. This isn't the first time I've dealt with sexual harassment. Some guy once tried to kiss me forcefully in a club, grabbing me in places that he really shouldn't have been. There have been other incidents too, but I won't get into all those details right now. Anyway, now I'm terrified to step out of my room after dark. I'm always looking over my shoulder and feeling on edge. I keep blaming myself for being too nice, and I know my long, thick hair tends to draw attention. Has anyone else been through something similar? How did you handle it? By the way, the reception still hasn't updated me on whether the guy's hanging around the building or not. I'm a 15-year-old, and I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm pretty good looking. I frequently post my outfits on Snap Stories pretty much daily. One day, out of the blue, I got this friend request on Snapchat from a total stranger through Quick Ad. I checked out their profile and thought they seemed legit enough. They had stories of hanging out with friends, food pics, and all that normal stuff. So, I figured I'd add them back. I mean, I didn't want to be rude or anything. Anyway, soon after I added them, they hit me with a message saying,
"Hey, I really wanted to talk to you. You're pretty hot, you know?"
I thought this was a bit weird, but I played along and asked them, "Do I know you or something?" Turns out, they didn't know me at all, but they were eager to get to know me better. Being an idiot, I responded with something like, "Alright, what do you want to know?" They start asking harmless questions about where I'm from, my hobbies, my favorite color, taste in music, just casual stuff. I answer without thinking too much. We chat for a bit and agree to catch up later because I had to go. Now, this is where things started getting really creepy. When I finally checked my phone again, there was like 20 unread messages from that person. And let me tell you, they were beyond creepy. They were messages saying things like, "they'd hit that," or "let me swallow," and even talking about co-parenting. On top of the messages just being downright weird, they totally freaked me out, so I left them unread. Unfortunately, they didn't stop there. This weirdness proceeds to go on for a whole week, driving me insane. One day, they said something that sent chills down my spine. I won't say what, but it made me go offline for a whole month, scared out of my mind of what this person might do. Not too long after, they write to me saying,
"Bitch, you better respond to me. I can see your location, and I swear to God I'll come to your house and make both you and your ugly little sister regret it."
Now, threatening me is one thing, but threatening my sister is something else. I decided to end up blocking that guy and reported their account, and I've ultimately decided to stay the hell away from Snapchat just to be safe. So, to that creepy guy who added me on Snap, let's pray we never cross paths again. So, one day, I got this new follower on Instagram. Let's call him Clay. I accepted his request and followed him back. Now, here's the thing. Within just 10 minutes, this guy liked every single one of my almost 700 pictures on my account. At first, I didn't mind. It actually made me feel kind of good, so I thought, why not return the favor? I liked a few of his pictures in return. He was pretty cute, admittedly, and we both had graduated this year, same age and all. But as soon as I stopped liking his pictures, he went straight to my DMs. He sends a message saying,
"Thanks for the likes."
I replied with a simple, "You're welcome." And here's where I thought the end of it would be. Well, unfortunately not. He sent me another smiley face and I didn't respond. That's when the bombardment began. Question marks and sad faces started filling up my inbox. I decided to ignore every single one of them. Next thing I know, I receive a friend request on Snapchat out of the blue. Now, let me tell you, I only ever use Snapchat to share pics with my dad and keep up with my siblings who live in another state. So, hardly anyone had my username, and I most certainly didn't give it to Clay. But regardless, he starts bombarding me with random pictures. Clay messages my brother asking,
"What is Carly doing right now?"
Just a little while ago, Clay messaged me on Instagram saying,
"I cut myself because of you."
He sent a picture with it that was just pitch black. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. This guy's seriously creeping me out and won't leave me alone. Does anyone have any advice for a situation like this? Should I call the cops? I could really use some help right now.